You're an Avenger.
Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, biggest spoilers you must know, and understanding it is just started Phase 5 of Marvel. Starting of Phase 5, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania lunacy sets up the remainder of the multiverse adventure with the assistance of Jonathan Majors' presentation as Kang of Conqueror. Ant-Man battle against the multiverse adventure's principal lowlife is just the start of Kang's conflict on the Vindicators, which will arrive at an awe-inspiring peak in Justice Fighters The Kang Line and Justice Fighters Secret Conflicts. Ant-Man and his partners have battled the Vindicators' next enormous bad guy after Thanos, and none of the world's mightiest legends acknowledge it. Considering that both Kang of Conqueror and Ant-Man are supposed to assume a major part in ongoing motion pictures, the consequence of their most memorable fight was constantly bound to be an astonishing one. However, the last portion in the MCU's Ant-Man set of 3 brings more than one shock. These are the 10 greatest spoilers Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, including the film's post-credits scenes. Number 1. Kang of Conqueror has previously annihilated numerous timetables. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania uncovers that Michelle Pfeiffer's Janet Van Dyne assisted Kang of Conqueror with fixing his multiversal spacecraft after he crashed inside the quantum world. While completing their fixes, Janet Van Dyne inadvertently interfaces her psyche to Kang's boat, which shows her Kang's past outings across the MCU multiverse. Before their experience, Kang had obliterated an obscure number of universes, persuaded that his destiny is to win in the most ridiculously fierce feeling of the word. Not just has Kang desolated innumerable universes and killed bunch Vindicators variations, including a Kang killed Thor, however he has likewise eradicated entire courses of events from presence. Number 2. Kang was exiled to the quantum world by his variations. Kang's destructive streak procured him an outcast into the quantum world. Kang's destructive streak procured him an outcast into the quantum world. From that point forward, Kang has swear retaliation on individuals who cast him out. It's just until Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania mid the credits scene that the crowd becomes more acquainted with precisely who expelled Kang. The Board of Kangs, a panel of Kang variations who apparently attempt to safeguard their own edges of the multiverse. However, after Ant-Man and his family rout Kang, they unconsciously have his spot as the greatest dangers to the Board of Kangs. Number 3. Janet Van Dyne detained Kang inside the quantum world in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania flashback scenes. Janet Van Dyne produces what she accepts to be a certified relationship with the Kang of Conqueror. At the point when Janet Van Dyne is working with Kang on fixing his boat, Kang guarantees Janet that assuming that she assists him with getting away, he will utilize his machine to assist her with getting back, as though she won't ever leave. Their bond isn't sufficient for Janet to forfeit her ethics, so she obliterates Kang's multiversal motor to keep away from more annihilation across the multiverse. Both stalls out in the quantum world, and Janet's getaway during the occasions of Ant-Man and the Wasp enrages Kang significantly more. Kryler double-crossed the political dissidents and aided Kang of Conqueror. Eventually, inside the 30 years Janet Van Dyne spent in the quantum world, she had a hurl with one more occupant of the tiny universe, Bill Murray's Master Kryler. Number 4. Unbeknownst to Janet, the previous political dissident procured impact in the quantum world by deceiving his kindred revolutionaries and selling out to Kang. In spite of their common past, Kryler endeavors to hand Janet over to Kang. Yet his improper affirmation of a hurl with Janet gets on Hank Pym's nerves and prompts the more established Ant-Man to expand an octopus and abandon Kryler to be eaten by the creature he frequently prefers to eat alive. Living probabilities. Kang of Conqueror needs Ant-Man to psychologist and fix his multiversal motor to get away from the quantum world. At the point when Scott Lang endeavors it, the motor's multiversal properties make Scott split into boundless variations, every one of them being a likelihood of his. Number 5. This uncover could become key to grasping the idea of the MCU's multiversal variations, as it recommends that each person in the multiverse has a common beginning. Ant-Man's variations develop so quick that they produce a variation who continued to work at Baskin-Robbins. So it's a good idea that there are specialist peculiar variations who become shrewd, and a Wanda Maximoff who doesn't turn into the Scarlet Witch. Number 6. MODOK helps rout Kang. Kang of Conqueror turned Corey Stoll's Darren Cross, recently known as Ant-Man's bad guy Yellow Jacket, into MODOK. Kang assisted Darren with recuperating after Scott Lang contracted him. giving him a mechanical exoskeleton and a wide cluster of weapons. Notwithstanding transforming him into the ideal killing machine, Kang mishandled MODOK, which permits Catherine Newton's Cassie Lang to persuade MODOK to renegade and assist the Legends with breaking Kang's safeguard, exploding himself all the while. MODOK buries the hatchet with Scott and his family, pronounces himself a justice fighter, and bites the dust. Nonetheless, MODOK can never be relied upon, so it's as yet conceivable that he faked his demise. Number 7. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania outcome will shape the occasions of Vindicators the Kang line and Justice Fighters' secret conflicts. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania mid-credits scene uncovers that the Committee of Kangs has collected to seek after the Legends who crushed the Gathering's greatest foe, which proposes that Vindicators the Kang administration will be a legendary clash between the Justice Fighters and all the Kang variations in the chamber, and that Kang the hero himself may not return until Justice Fighters' secret conflicts. Number 8. The Committee of Kangs might approach the 616 universes, so the Justice Fighters should be prepared at whatever point another Kang variation appears. Number 9 is Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania post-credits scene straightforwardly sets up Avenger 5 and Loki Season 2 with Victor Opportune's presentation. It appears Tom Hiddleston's Loki has presented to Owen Wilson's Mobius, partially in the timetable where convenient, a Kang variation fills in as a researcher. Number 10. This proposes that the impending Loki Season 2 story will follow Loki as he endeavors to stop Kang's ascent at various places in the timetable, absent to the board of Kang's presence, however aware of the way that more Kang variations are spread across the MCU multiverse.